Today is day 21. Yeah, 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 yeah. And my husband has something to say. Matt?
Let's go! You made day 21. Good job.
All right. Woohoo! So today is the day you completed your 21 days. Okay, so the 21st pictograph is Sheen. And Sheen is the number 300. So there are 22 pictographs total. So if we were doing a 22-day challenge, tomorrow would be Ta, the mark, the destination. This is where we have all the pictographs from the beginning to the end, Bereshit. And this is where, in regards to the pictograph Sheen, Sheen has many models. The most child model is your two front teeth. Has to do with separation, dividing, has to do with the word white, because when you smile, your teeth are white. And it has to do with being a pair of two. So if you think about on your body, what do you have two pairs of? You have two front teeth. It describes both parts on a male and a female. And it actually is a form, what originally was the heart symbol. So this is where we get that heart symbol. And the heart symbol both has negative as well as positive connotations to it, as you can see in the world today. But anyways, I am so proud of everyone who did this challenge. And it personally was a challenge for me. I had a hard time getting up every day. And if I'm being completely honest, it was hard for me to roll out of bed. And I didn't do it right away. I was just telling my husband that a lot of times the alarm would go off and I would just lay there. Now, I wouldn't necessarily go back to sleep, but I would just lay there and wait for his alarm to go off at 7. And even when his alarm would go off, I would still lay there. So I didn't get out of bed right away, but I did stay awake. And so I feel like I could definitely do better, but this is progress. I actually would like to do what I did years ago. Years ago, it's probably been about 10 years now. I disciplined myself so well that I would go to bed at 8:30, and without an alarm clock, I would wake up at 5:30. It was like Abba was saying, this is exactly what you're supposed to do, because I never need an alarm clock. We shouldn't need these alarm clocks to get us up. So I would like to go to bed at 8:30 every night. That is what I would really like to do. Right now, I'm going to bed between like 10 and 10:30, which, you know, it is what it is. But I'm still waking up, and I still was disciplined, and I still did something that was uncomfortable, because the former Candace, sometimes I would wake up between 8 and 8:30, but then I would lay there, and if I had nothing to do for the day, I would lay in bed until the afternoon. Now, I didn't just lay there and sleep, but, you know, sometimes I did. But when I would lay in bed, I would research scripture or, you know, read or do something where I was focused on Abba, but I just had a hard time getting out of that bed. So this really is a stronghold for me that I'm overcoming by the power and the blood of Yeshua HaMashiach, because we can do all things through him who strengthens us. So, well done, you good and trustworthy servants. You were trustworthy over a little, I shall put you over much. I believe Abba gave this to me just a little bit ago while I was getting prepared for this video. Because when we are trustworthy over a little, he puts us over much. And I think this challenge was a little challenge. This wasn't a huge challenge, even though maybe some of us appeared as if it was. But this was something that we did and we overcame. And it's okay if you failed, because tomorrow is a new day. You can always start over again. So don't look at failure as, you know, an obstacle, but as motivation. And so since I just quoted from Matthew 25, verse 21, I didn't plan that. I thought, whoa, this is so cool. 21-day challenge, and it happens to be on verse 21. Didn't make this up, didn't plan it, guys. This is Abba. So I want to read through like the whole section where it's talking about being trustworthy over a little. I guess I'll start at verse 13. Watch therefore, because you do not know the day nor the hour in which the Son of Adam is coming. He's talking about being prepared. For it is like a man going from home, who called his own servants and delivered his possessions to them. And to one he gave 5 talents, to another 2, and to another 1, to each according to his own ability, and went from home. And he who had received the 5 talents went and worked with them, and made another 5 talents. In the same way, with the 2 also he gained 2 more. But he who had received the 1 went away and dug in the ground, and said, and hid the silver of his master, the treasure. And after a long time the master of those servants came and settled accounts with them. And he who had received 5 talents came and brought 5 other talents, saying, Master, you delivered to me 5 talents. See, I have gained 5 more talents besides them. And his master said to him, Well done, good and trustworthy servant. You are trustworthy over a little, I shall set you over much. Enter into the joy of your master. 22. Then he who had received 2 talents came and said, Master, you delivered to me 2 talents. See, I have gained 2 more talents besides them. His master said to him, Well done, good and trustworthy servant. You were trustworthy over a little, I shall set you over much. Enter into the joy of your master. And the one who had received the 1 talent also came and said, Master, I knew you to be a hard man, reaping where you have not sown, and gathering where you have not scattered seed. Being afraid, I went and hid your talent in the ground. See, you have what is yours. And his master answering said to him, You wicked and lazy servant, you knew that I reap where I have not sown, and gather where I have not scattered seed. Then you should have put my silver with the bankers, and at my coming I would have received back my own with interest. Therefore take away the talent from him, and give it to him who possesses 10 talents. For to everyone who possesses more shall be given, and he shall have overflowingly, but from him who does not possess, even what he possesses shall be taken away. And throw the worthless servant out into the darkness, the outer darkness. There shall be weeping and gnashing of teeth. All right, so that's where I'm going to stop. So I read that because when we are trustworthy over a little of what he does in our lives, what Abba gives us, these treasures, these talents that he has put inside of us, these challenges, if you will, just like this 21-day challenge, when we are trustworthy to do what he has put on our hearts and to accomplish these goals that he has set for us, he says to us, well done, you good and trustworthy servant. And so, great job, everyone. Great job for doing this. You can do it. And for those that didn't join us on, this particular 21-day stretch, start at day 1 again. If you fail, start over. It's okay. Failure is not a period at the end of your sentence. It's not the mark at the end. You can do it. I have faith in you. We can do all things by the strength and the power of Yeshua Messiah and his blood that flows through our veins. So today's reading actually is Ephesians 2 verse 10. And I'm going to go there real quick. Where's it at? Okay. So I'm going to start out in Ephesians 2. And it says here, and you were dead in trespasses and sins, in which you once walked according to the course of this world, according to the ruler of the authority of the air, of the spirit that is now working in the sons of disobedience, among whom also we all once lived in the lust of our flesh, doing the desires of the flesh and of the mind. People might not look at it this way, but this just came to my mind. The lust of the flesh, the things that we desire to do, even for me in this challenge, laying in bed for hours on end, not feeling motivated to get out of bed. I was lazy. That plain and simple, just lazy. And so part of dying to the flesh and the lust of the flesh is doing the things that are uncomfortable. Continuing on, doing the desires of the flesh and of the mind, and were by nature children of wrath, as also the rest. But Elohim, who is rich in compassion because of his great love with which he loved us, even when we were dead in trespasses, made us alive together with Messiah. By favor you have been saved, and raised us up together, and made us sit together in the heavenlies in Messiah Yeshua, in order to show in the coming ages the exceeding riches of his favor and kindness toward us in Messiah Yeshua. For by favor you have been saved through belief, and that not of yourselves. It is a gift of Elohim. It is not by works, so that no one should boast. For we are his workmanship, here's the verse, created in Messiah Yeshua, unto good works which Elohim prepared beforehand that we should walk in them. Therefore remember that you, once nations in the flesh, who are called the uncircumcision by what is called the circumcision, made in the flesh by hands, that at that time you were without Messiah, excluded from the citizenship of Yasharel, and strangers from the covenants of promise, having no expectation and without Elohim in the world. But now in Messiah Yeshua, you who once were far off have been brought near by the blood of the Messiah. For he is our peace, shalom, who has made both one, and having broken down the partition of the barrier, having abolished in his flesh the enmity, the Torah of the commands in dogma, so as to create in himself one renewed man from the two, thus making peace, shalom. This is, when I read this, this is what I'm seeing, guys. Having abolished in the flesh the enmity, the Torah of the commands and dogma. This is talking about separating the flesh from the spirit. Wanting to follow the outward Torah of instructions versus the inward Torah, the instructions that are written on our inward parts. There is a difference. You're either walking by faith or you're walking by fear. When you feel that you have to do something according to the instructions that are in the physical realm here versus doing what the Spirit within you is instructing you to do. If we did not have these scriptures, these written testimonies, how would we follow the ways of Abba Yahweh? Because our forefather, Abraham, Yitzhak, and Yaakov, our forefathers, they did not have this. This is a tool. So when we read the Word, it is a mirror image of the living Word who sups with us. He comes in and he dines with us when we invite him into us. We are the temple. And so we are being a renewed man, human being, being separated from the lusts of the flesh, which are in the physical, and understanding how to walk by faith rather than by sight. So there's a distinction. I hope you guys understand what I'm saying here. This is the written word. We're not to lean on this for understanding. We are to lean on the understanding of the living word that dwells inside of us, that speaks to us. Okay. Continuing on. And to completely restore to favor both of them unto Elohim in one body, through the stake, having destroyed the enmity by it. And having come, he brought as good news, peace, shalom to you, who were far off, and peace to those near. Because through him we both have access to the Father by one Spirit, Ruach. So when you are no longer strangers, then you are no longer strangers and foreigners, but fellow citizens of the set-apart ones and members of the household of Elohim, having been built upon the foundation of the emissaries and prophets. That's what this book here, guys, this is what this book was written by. Emissaries and prophets and people and Abba's children. This book is a book of our ancestors, their book of life. Our book of life is also written in the tablets of the Shamayim. And so, let's see, where did I leave off at? Citizens of the set-apart ones and members of the household of Elohim, having been built, okay, I already said that. The emissaries and prophets, Yeshua Messiah himself being chief cornerstone, in whom all the building being joined together grows into a set-apart dwelling place in Yahweh. He is the one, Yeshua, the chief cornerstone. He is the one who holds up these temples, our bodies, and makes them a set-apart dwelling place. This is what a new beginning is in our lives. We are becoming new, a new temple, a new dwelling place that isn't broken down with disease, mold, parasites of all kinds. We are becoming new. We are having new garments being prepared for us. No longer these fleshly garments of skin that we wear upon our spiritual bodies. We are becoming his, one day at a time, in whom you also are being built together into a dwelling of Elohim in the Spirit, the Ruach. So I hope everybody enjoyed this 21-day challenge. I appreciate everyone that joined me in this, and I thank everyone for continuing this. This isn't just 21 days and go back to your old self. You are renewing your mind and becoming new. And that means that you don't stop doing this challenge, because before long it's not going to be challenging. It will be easy, and it will be a way of life. So transform the renewing of your mind, and maybe start another 21-day challenge tomorrow, and challenge yourself to do something that is uncomfortable but helps you grow in Elohim. I challenge everyone. And if this is the first time that you're joining us and this is the first video, go back to number 1. Start over. All right, guys, this is all I got for you today. Way to go. Well done. And got some stuff coming up here that I'll be sharing on the channel. So stay in tuned. Like and share these videos if they were a blessing to you. And be blessed. Love y'all. Mwah! Bye.